For those of us that's old enough to remember Batman in the 60s on TV, Robin would have said, "Holy cow, Batman!" Batgirl, what a wonderful speech, and thank you so much for taking time to be here with us tonight. Here to remind us, one of the main reasons why we relay is a special guest that I'd like to introduce to you tonight, a good friend of mine, and he has a story that he would like to share with us tonight. Ollie Hunting.
We still have that same problem with speech, reading, all those types of things. If you've heard me before, I go around, if somebody, I say every day I put my disguise on. Well, they literally did. They put the disguise on, so I might be looking for a costume pretty soon. It probably would help, and I'm sure it'd be more pleasing to the eye than what you gotta look at now. Trina approached me sometime back, I don't know when it was. I told her that I would come over and lend a hand, do what I could. Hopefully, if it would help, that would be even better. I thought I might not make it. I'm phasing out basketball officiating after about 30-some years, and I got a call, said that you got a game makeup and all that, so I called Trina and said, I don't know if I'll make it or not, but had she told me at the particular time that I'd be sitting up here with Dave Birch, I probably would have taken the game anyway. So. She didn't tell me that until last night. I told some of them I used to do a snow dance when I was working for the Board of Education, and I did one there last night, and it worked out pretty good that I'm here. And as you can see, I've got my disguise on now, so it's pretty good. Let's see, July of 2011, Aaron was working a summer job, sick in July, and went to the doctor a couple times. They kind of diagnosed it as mono. He was, later on in the month, I think going to try to go to the Greenbrier Classic golf thing, and got it really ill and came back, and on a Friday, it just got so bad that he had to go to the hospital. And immediately they put him in emergency, give him a couple units of blood to get him going. Of course, the next day they could only guess, and then on Monday they come out with their diagnosis of what they call it, Burkitt's lymphoma. And we found out that was something that usually affected our youth, particularly 10 or 12 years and younger. Of course, Aaron being 39 at the time, it was something that was kind of surprising, but as we all know, that cancer does not discriminate. Doesn't discriminate. The young, the old, live here, live there. It really doesn't discriminate. And of course, after the official diagnosis on Monday, come up with a plan, a treatment for this particular cancer. And as I go, if I ramble on, I'll try to get back to there, but because that's something I've always done, I just kind of ramble on. And I guess at my age now, I'm closing the gap on some of these guys, that it won't make any difference. The treatment, after a while, I found out it's the same treatment that they use at Ohio State. It's the same treatment that they would use at Cleveland. It's the same treatment that they would use at Duke. I found out that Pittsburgh, the treatment or regimen that they had, they call it, there were 6 of those, Part A, Part B, each one of them. So in essence, there was 12 times that he had to have chemo. In California, they used a different treatment, but that's because I think Stanford developed their own type of medicine to fight those types of things. So, and of course we were in Huntington, and I would like to say that those people there, second to none. We did go to Ohio State a couple of times for a period of time. They were great too. They just had more of it. The nurses, the doctors, just super. Being in Huntington allowed family and friends to come and visit. My friends, his friends, you know, it was pretty good to have them around. So, but again, each of us have to choose. We have to choose where it might be best, where we think the best, and it's all right if we go to Ohio State or we go to Cleveland or wherever it might be, as long as we, if we're see that it makes us feel comfortable, makes us feel good about the service that we get, then we should do that. I don't think that we didn't have any decisions that we made that we had any regrets for. Whether we were at Cabell or whether we went to Ohio State. So we would have those treatments, Part A, feeling good. After we have the treatment, 3, 4 days, 5 days, we have to go back to the hospital. The the white blood cells, the blood counts are down. We have to go in so that we could get all those things developed back up. Each time, back and forth. It was a pretty big ordeal. This went on for almost a year. March the 4th, in 2012, we finished our last chemo treatment. And I'm pretty excited. But along the way, we were always positive, always optimistic. But that's the way I've been all my life. And I think my kids developed that as well. Because he was always optimistic and always positive. Pretty good kid in spite of who his daddy was. So, March the 4th, last chemo, we go to West Virginia. We're looking at bone marrow transplant, developing a plan. After a while, they finally did give us a match. And of course, he then develops some pain, and after some MRIs and those types of things, we go to Ohio State, just actually a second opinion, basically. And we find that in his intestines there's about a 4-inch mass there, and we'll go in and take that out. And we're again positive, again optimistic. And so take that out. This is about 4 inches long. Coming back, getting preparation, he starts getting ear infections or hurting in the ear. We go to the doctor and he checks it out and it's there, but we go back to the doctor in Huntington, and we go back to Ohio State. And while and what it was is that a mass developed in there, and it was separating the jaw. It was in there, so we have to start radiation treatment. And after several of those, we develop some more of the cancer cells show up, and they have to start chemo in there. And just finally, his body was so fragile that he just couldn't fight it anymore. But again, he never gave up hope. He never stopped believing that things would be all right. Some of the things along the way, just to let you know how optimistic and how positive he was. The little skinny body. We had to stop at the golf course one time. So we could go out on the putting green so he could putt around a little bit. He wasn't making very many of them, but it bothered him. He took care of business. We managed to make our family reunion, which we do once a year, in Ohio. Actually, coming back from West Virginia, we just drove right on to the family reunion. Again, frail, week, he had to go. Because he knew the importance of family and the support that they give, and the importance of friends, and the support that you get from them. And so, finally, he just couldn't bite it off anymore, and but while we were waiting to come back to Huntington, the hospice, while they just couldn't do anymore, he and my cousin's wife always had a little thing that every time they met each other, they just did a little flip. You know, that was just a way of saying hi. I love you. It's good seeing you. And while we was there at, while we were waiting to transport back to hospice, even to the very end, telling him how much we loved him, and we talked to Jeannie, that's his cousin. And, of course, he recognized the voice and reaches up and flips Joe on the wrist. Couldn't say anything, but he did make that gesture. So even until then, he understood. What I'd like to say is that you can't give up the hope, you can't give up the battle, even to the very end. Stay close to your family, stay close to your friends. We understand all these things, even though sometimes we may, it appears that we don't show that, but we do. And it's pretty important that those things happen. Give the support. We were lucky. I would just like to say that we were lucky that I got to retire and he got sick. And Trina made a statement that just kind of knocked me off kind of guard, is that you're the parent and the care provider. Well, I never thought of it as that way. It was just taking care of my baby. So, with that, I don't have anything else to say other than just don't give up the hope. Keep plugging. Don't pass up the opportunity. If your body's telling you something, go check it out. If you see that your children are seem like they're not just there, maybe if you can get them there quicker, get them there early enough, then that might make a difference. And certainly it won't hurt anything. So, with that, I appreciate your time and effort. And if I can help ever, I don't know if I'm in the book now or not, but somebody had my phone number. You just ask me if she can do that. So, thank you very much for your time.